Hello, welcome back to my channel. It has been a long time since I uploaded a video, so I am going to upload this. Well, I will be reviewing this. This is the Jurassic Park Camp Cretaceous Extreme Chomping Spinosaurus. So let's start with the box. On the front we have a Spinosaurus picture. It is a little damaged, the box got damaged while shipping. Extreme Chomping Spinosaurus. And over here we have a picture of the Carnotaurus and the kids from the Netflix Camp Cretaceous show. And the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous logo on the top left corner. On the side another Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous logo, another. So it says Gigantic Bite Spinosaurus, that is about the Jurassic World's facts app. We have a picture of the Spinosaurus and it shows that the jaw can open and close. Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous logo and some other details on the left and the bottom right, and same things on the side. So let's get started with the dinosaur. So here it is. It is quite big. In order to give you a proper measurement, here it is. It is exactly about 21 inches. So as you know, that is quite a lot. So starting with the head sculpt, the sculpt is pretty good, you know, considering this is a toy. I mean, I really love the sculpt. The sculpt is same as the Legacy Collection one, which released earlier, but I love it. So as you can see, there's a paint of red, light brown, the bottom jaw is white, the teeth are yellowish, and the eye is orange, which pops out really well even though the face is mostly reddish, and there are some white patches which give it a really nice look. And the top part is brown, the jaw is open, so you can see the bottom jaw has been sculpted properly, and it has been painted with some kind of a glossy paint, or maybe a varnish has been used on it to give it a, you know, a shiny glossy kind of a look. And the top of the head has been sculpted with tiny scale details, as you can see them. The sculpt is really cool. Like I said, the upper jaw, the roof of the upper jaw has been also sculpted and has been painted with some kind of a glossy paint. And same on the other side. As you can see, the scales on the lower jaw are also pretty beautiful. I like that they added scales instead of just, you know, keeping it plain and simple. And the jaw's open wide enough. The tongue is plain and simple. There isn't much kind of any texture on the tongue, so it's same as the previous dinosaur, but the paint is really well. Starting with the neck, there is a whitish yellowish kind of line. As you can see, it runs down from the head and it goes all the way down to the body. The upper part of the body is deep brown and has combination with the light biscuit kind of color. The scales are really well sculpted over here. As you can see, the scales are really well. I mean, you cannot feel them properly, but considering this a toy, you know, the amount of detailing that has been put into this is something which I really enjoy. There are pretty big scales on the body, and the scales on the neck are tiny. The head is one part, the neck is one part, and the body is one part. The scales have variation in size, and I really like that. The sail can be a little bigger. I mean, it looks a little smaller than what it should be. As you can see, there is a reddish kind of paint on its outer side, same as the head, and on the inner side there's again the deep brown and some patches which give it a really nice texture. And the color of the scale has been blended pretty well, and it is rubbery. The body is plain solid hard plastic, but the scale is kind of like a rubbery, which is great. As you can see, the sculpt on the tail is pretty good too, but at the same point of time, the tail needs to be bigger. Compared to the size of the body of the dinosaur, the tail needs to be way bigger than what it is. I mean, it is really short and looks kind of out of proportion. It needs to be at least this much big than what it actually is. So that is a down point. The tail needs to be bigger. I like the transition of the paint. I wish they painted it all the way till the tip of the tail, but they ended it. But we know Mattel does that. Starting with the sculpt of the thighs, the scales here are a little big, and you have the ribs over here. They're not sculpted pretty well, but more or less alright. You can understand that these are meant to be the ribs. Moving on to the hands, the fingernails are not painted, which is really bad. I don't like that. I wish they painted the fingernails, and there isn't much anything to talk about in the hand because it's the same color all over. And the sculpt is more or less alright. There is no paint, as you can see, on the fingernails. So you see the toenails have been painted pretty well, and I really like that. And as you can see, there are some scales over here which are nicely sculpted, but you know the transition, right? These scales are so big and the ones on the feet are much smaller, so that could have been made a little better, would have looked better. And the feet are really big, so that's another thing, they should be smaller. Now, starting with articulation, there is mouth articulation. Both the jaws open wide. You cannot open them together, but you can open them using this button. Same as the Extreme Chompin T-Rex and the same as the Extreme Chompin Legacy Collection Spinosaurus. So the jaws wide open. I wish there would have been some mechanism in which you can, kept the jaw open, and that would have been good. The jaw would have been posable, but it's not. The tongue pops out. I wish the tongue stayed down. Moving on to the head. The head can rotate up and down, and there is left and right movement, as you can see from the front. Moving on to the neck, there is also up and down movement on the neck and a slight bit of rotation. Moving on to the body, moving on to the arms. The arms have rotation, they come outwards, kind of like a swivel, and really slight, and they rotate 360 degrees, which is really great. The arms rotate fully 360. I really like that. Moving on to the feet, legs. The legs rotate quite a lot. It kind of does like a click sound when it snaps back into the position. And on my Spino, the right leg is quite loose, so that is a downside. But apart from that, it's pretty well. There's articulation on the tail, up and down, and left and right movement, no rotation as such. Now, like I said, it can be, the thighs are rotatable, so you can increase the height of the dinosaur. That is the reason I did not measure the height while I was measuring the length. So as you can see, the height can be increased quite a lot, and that is a really good thing which I like about it. You can increase the height, so you can make it look much bigger than what it's supposed to be. There is kind of like a swivel on the feet, which can be handy sometimes for balancing, but apart from that, it isn't really something that is so necessary. Now, moving on to some comparison. First, comparing it with the Hammond Collection Velociraptor. So as you can see, these two figures scale really well. I mean, given the size of the T-Rex and the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park 93, we can imagine. Here it is with another T-Rex. This T-Rex is kind of same as the Papo T-Rex, so I'm sure you can assume the size of it with the Spino. Here it is with the Hammond Collection Baryonyx. I mean, I think they scale pretty well. I don't know what size a Baryonyx would be compared to the Spinosaurus, but I think they're right. And here it is with the Hammond Collection Parasaurolophus, and they scale really well. A carnivore and a herbivore, they look really good. And here it is with my Marvel Legends series Doctor Doom figure. I mean, I know this is not really a good comparison because a human would be really tiny compared to this Spinosaurus, not so big. So final thoughts on this Spinosaurus, I think it is a really good figure. I have it from quite a long time and I'm really enjoying this. So I had to spend quite a lot of money in order to get this because it wasn't so easily available in my country. So I spent about 7,800 on this, which is equivalent to $94. The actual price is way smaller, way less than this, but I had to pay customs and import fees and all that, so the price increased. So even after paying such a lot of money for this, I think this is a really beautiful figure compared to all other dinosaurs. This is a toy, yes, but at the same point of time, it is also something that should be sitting on your shelves. So I really like this. The paint is amazing, much better than the other Spinosaurus that we've seen, and it scales really well with the Hamilton collection with the other mainline dinosaurs. So yeah, I think that you should have it if you want it and you want to buy it. I mean, I think you should go ahead. Yes, you don't have super articulation on this because this is not really such a highly articulated dinosaur, but you get moderate articulation, and I think that is more or less fine. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day.